name is Coach Gaffney. I'm here with Coach Johnson and one of our students, DeMichael, here at Once Again High School, and we're talking through an issue on how to resolve conflicts. I serve as the social and emotional learning leader on our campus, and so I want to bring up this issue because I think it's something that we struggle with on our campus, is when there's a conflict between teacher and student, how do we resolve that for a positive or productive environment? Because at the end of the day, teachers have to teach, students have to learn. So if a conflict exists, how do we get past that? I think it's important to understand why you should resolve the conflict. One, it's because you are teaching a life skill to the student on how to handle and communicate when they have a conflict. And then the other thing is it improves relationships between people. The last reason why I think it's important to resolve the conflict is because it affects your T-test domain learning environment, which is talking about classroom culture and how do you manage student behavior. So some of the reasons why you should and when you should resolve conflicts have to do when you have level 1 infractions. Refer to your PBIS model that talks about that. And so we're going to get into kind of what's occurred between DeMichael and Coach Johnson. Now, they did have a conflict last week and they've had time to kind of de-escalate from the situation. I think it's important to do that. So I'll start with DeMichael, kind of talk about why, what occurred and kind of how you feel about that, going through these different steps of communication.
So I had felt like, I thought like Coach Johnson was like just getting on me because I was like laughing like in the back, but like the kid next to me was like just making me laugh, and then it felt like I thought she was just like getting on me, and then that's why I felt like that way.
Okay. Thank you for expressing how you felt. Coach Johnson, kind of tell me your perspective on what occurred and then how you responded.
Well, initially, and DeMichael and I did have an opportunity to speak 2 days, I suppose, after the conflict occurred, and we did have this conversation. And as I told him initially, if I don't hear that somebody else is making a comment to make him laugh, or if I don't see a situation that is happening, and then all of a sudden I hear DeMichael laugh out loud, or I see DeMichael off task, or I see DeMichael doing something that he should not be doing, regardless of if there was another student involved, which I did not see, then I get on to him. And so we did discuss that. And I expressed to him that, as a teacher in a room with 28 students, sometimes you don't see everything. And unfortunately, as it happens, what you do see is the student that is laughing out loud, or the student that is getting up from their chair, which they may have had a very good reason for, but that reason was unknown. Since I did not see what had happened prior to the getting up and moving around, or prior to the laughing and cutting up and talking.